does it say about me that the shit I have found in this game doesn't scare me nearly as much as what I found in Tulip? I suppose we'll psychoanalyze that for another day. Greetings and felicitations, assorted children of the internet. I'm the Logician, and welcome to another Sim Saturday, where I subject myself and all of you to one of my newest hyperfixations, that being Voices of the Void. Now, for the uninitiated, Voices of the Void is essentially a spiritual successor to, I suppose it's less spiritual successor and more, like, directly inspired by Signal Simulator, which, as the name suggests, is a simulator in which you scan the skies. We're off to a rollicking good start, aren't we? Scan the skies for signals relating to alien life. Voices of the Void was made almost exclusively to fuck with one person in particular. And that person is Joel, aka, I can never remember the full fucking username he uses. Joel Skeletor from Vinesauce, as he has a deep-seated visceral phobia of being abducted by aliens. Mr. Dr. Knows, who I believe is the username of the developer, made this game basically upon the principle of scaring the ever-living shit out of Joel. And, despite that very niche source of inspiration, it has since picked up a veritable fuckton of popularity. There have been several updates for the game that have come out since its initial, like, pre-alpha release. It's currently on version 0.9, and it is entirely free. I keep stressing this every time I stream this game, but the game is absolutely fucking free to download and play. There is a Patreon associated with the game, but that's entirely optional. There's also Discord dedicated to the game for fans of it who can, like, give their feedback. I'm pitching this because I love the fucking game. I love the fucking game, and there's so much to this that you would not imagine from a simple horror game with the core principle of scaring a single Swedish man. But I assure you, there is so much more depth to this than you would expect. Now, normally, I would play this with my partner, Cochet, but unfortunately, they are feeling a smidge under the weather this evening, so it is just going to be you and I, dipping our toes into the cosmic kiddie pool yet again. Now, I've played this game such that I've essentially finished all of the main story stuff in it. At least that's what the achievement I got seemed to indicate, but there is still a lot more to discover in this game, and I am always eager to find more. So, without any further ado, I think it is about time that I stopped waxing philosophical, and often scatological, and got straight into the meat and potatoes of tonight's stream. Now, there are a lot of customization options with this game. Now, I have essentially decorated my base up to the point where I like it. Now, for those unfamiliar, you have your basic scanner here, where you can just go through and search for various signals. This helps to basically narrow down the frequency and polarity of the signal. This is where you can record it, and then this is where you process it. I am low on sleep, so I should take it. Actually, no. No, fuck that. I'm gonna have some coffee. Just realized I didn't need to do that. It has been, admittedly, a bit of a minute since I've played this game proper, so I am still a little rusty when it comes to some of the mechanics. Actually, let me go into the server room and see what's up. Any of you boys need a bit of maintenance? Now, for the record, this game normally runs a lot smoother than what you're seeing here. The unfortunate thing is, like, my computer is somewhat limited in just how much it can handle graphically. That paired with OBS's tendency to essentially take bigger bites out of my computer's processing power than, well, a drama channel does in any given demographic. Doesn't help things. Alright, so... oh, by the way, the reason the screen is shaking is because I've pumped myself up on caffeine. Now, let's see. Ah, my word. And thus far, it looks like all the servers are doing hunky-dory. Yeah, they're all fine. Let's see, So, Transformer 2 will probably need a bit of upkeep in a little bit. The tower, shit. Do I have any fuses? I'm definitely gonna need some fuses. Oh, by the way, don't mind, fucking... So, I referenced Joel earlier, and I figured, hey, what better content to put up on my plasma screen TV here in my base than Sweden's favorite sitcom, Meme House, which, for the uninitiated, is essentially a Sims 4 based sitcom that Joel made. Now then, I need to double check if I have any fuses on hand. And it does not appear so I should probably buy some. Emails, good. Alright, so let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I think this should be fine for now. 10. Yeah, that should be fine. Well, I'm not short on cash, so I might as well buy in bulk. All right. Bless you. Cameo from my roommate there. Now, this distinguished gentleman here is actually... oh, that fucker. Oh, God, I just realized I have so much to explain for people who haven't checked out these streams before. So, this papier-mâché alien here was actually the product of a practical joke that was pulled on me by one of my neighbors. Those neighbors being the Arirals, a race of cat-like aliens who just hunkered down on one of the nearby hills, apparently fleeing from a fascist regime on one of their home planets. Ah, that is probably the drone coming. So, it's one of many extraterrestrial entities to keep in mind when playing this game, but the fun thing about the Arirals, however the fuck you pronounce it, there's actually a reputation system associated with them, where they're kind of assholes, I'm gonna be completely honest, and, they will, openly fuck with you on several occasions in the form of several practical jokes. Fascist regime made of short people. I'm here to keep an eye on you. Thank you, Koshe. Just keep an eye out for that fucking... There we go. Alright. But yeah, they will openly fuck with you at first. Through a series of pranks, including, but not limited to, zapping your base with a tractor beam to cause all the shit in your base to start floating away. Alright, you can fucking go now. And also just tagging your base with graffiti. However, if you leave food at their base, what am I fucking doing? Specifically shrimp, because they have a very keen taste for shrimp. They will actually improve relations with you, to the point where every now and then, they will leave little presents for you in the form of plus-sized alien shrimp. If only your base had a laser pointer to distract them with. God, if only. So that's just one of the various issues I play here. This motherfucker. So, when you first get to the base, because like this whole thing is, this base is located in Sweden, I want to say, because of course the game meant to fuck with Joel is going to be based in Sweden. When you first get here, there's just, for whatever reason, a fuck ton of mannequins in your base. Turns out, not all of them are entirely what they appear to be, as some have been blessed/cursed with the gift of sapience. And what do they do with that sapience? They will often enough do everything within their power to break into your base, grab the nearest blunt object, and attempt to beat you to death. So, that is why I always have this fucking thing on hand. Where the fuck was I going? I don't think I had anything to do in particular. But yeah, just every now and then you'll have to deal with these idiots trying to break in. They seem to have a specific penchant for seeking out my fire extinguishers, specifically, to try and beat me to death with. And then there's this asshole. This fucking deer. So, one of the various paranormal phenomena you have to contend with is a fucking... you ain't slick, motherfucker. Is a fucking deer, a zombified deer, which just shows up one day and parks his ass in front of your base. And after he does that, you start getting repeat invasions from a ghost deer. And there's only one way to get rid of it, by the way. And I have tried multiple other methods. I've tried breaking the deer corpse down with knives and other sharp objects, hacksaws, things like that. I've tried setting it on fire. I've tried everything. No, the literal only way to get rid of this parasite-infested corpse that keeps sending ghosts after you is to fucking eat it. Piece by fucking piece, you have to eat the corpse until there is nothing left. And every time you do, it hurts you. Because it is an infection-ridden, wild deer corpse. So anyway, that's part of what I'm dealing with. Just the fucking tip of the proverbial iceberg, as it were. But I've been doing a lot of talking about side shit. Let me show you what the actual fucking game looks like. Alright, so it looks like there's something down that way. Oh, well, there's a signal. It's not going to last long, so let's try and get the boys over here. Now, I have most of my equipment pretty much... Actually, I have pretty much all my equipment upgraded to max. So... Now, see, I just didn't have it zeroed in enough there. So let me bring these two boys up. And now we have a signal. So now, the satellite array surrounding this facility is going to reorient itself to point directly towards that signal, bit by bit. Every now and then, though, the servers for these satellite dishes are going to fuck up, and that's when you, or if you're able to afford it, your robot assistant here, will go out to fix them. Pretty much at the start of each day, you are emailed by your superior, Dr. Bao. And basically, they will give you a list of tasks to deal with. You need to get 3 signals, process them up to 3 levels, because that's the max you can do. Well, and you can even actually just choose how high level of processing is necessary. I've just opted to go all the way. So you need to gather 3 signals and collect hex codes from 3 specific satellites that will be randomly selected every day. And then you need to send a copy of log tapes, which is to say, these spools of magnetic tape from these tape reel computers that need to be filled up to 100% at the start of each day. I've got a full thing of tape and a box of like recorded signals set to go, because I've pretty much optimized it such that that I've got something ready to send off pretty much immediately upon the start of each new day. Alright, so now I'm going to zero in on the polarity here. As much as I can. There we go. And then I'm going to go with the frequency. Skidoosh. Oh. There we go. And then to help encourage that to download faster, I'm just going to turn off these 2 components here. And then I'm going to take a quick nap. Now, you see how there's 2 fucking mannequins just standing there? They're just... they're just fucking begging to get in and end me. But yeah, there is a sleep and eating system, or sleep and hunger system in this game, which, oh god, well, we're doing this, I say. Yeah, every now and then you'll be riddled with nightmares. Oh, can I get in here? And, there we go. Now, each of these nightmares can technically be won, because they're essentially little mini-games within the larger game. Now, the way you quote-unquote win this minigame is, as you've noticed, the walls are sort of closing in on me. You're supposed to get under the desk and have that be your protection against getting crushed to death. But for whatever reason, the game is bugged such that it is very finicky about, number 1, whether or not you can get under the desk without tipping it over, or 2, if it will acknowledge you as having survived, because there's also some gas cans under here, and you can't move anything when you're in a dream. Now, in the event that you do win the nightmare, I believe that you get essentially a full night's worth of rest. I don't think I did in that particular instance. Oh, by the way, that doll is essentially... this was made by the rerolls. To look like me, because I got on their good side. But I think 59's good enough. And would you look at that? Signal's done downloading. So let me just boop, boop. And I have a blank tape there. And, oh, you are done processing, so I'm just gonna... upload you there. Oh, wait, I didn't even... Yeah, I need to press the button. There we go. And so, now... Boop. And I'll bring you over here for processing. Upload the data and let you go at it. I'm probably going to have to buy some more blank tape soon. And yeah, that's just about the long and short of the uh, main mechanics of the game. Uh, but yeah, no, that's just what we need to try and maintain on top of everything fucking else. That reminds me, I should probably check my cameras. Because I ended up buying a fuck ton of cameras, and essentially starting a camera array. Uh, this is the one that's just built into Kerfer, my robot assistant. And for whatever reason, it is there's a little glitch in the game where you have to rename Kerfer's camera every time, but it's kept the names of all my other ones. So this is the one I installed in my office. This is the one outside the garage. This is the one outside on my upstairs balcony, where it looks like one of my scarecrows has been tipped over. Now, for whatever reason, a common occurrence, because like a lot of the extraterrestrial activity in this game happens in the form of randomized events. Some of them are scripted, based on how many days into your gameplay you are. I finished all the main story stuff, so all that's left, as far as I'm aware, is randomized stuff. And very often, in my particular game, for whatever reason, the thing that's supposed to be an uncommon occurrence is a sentient slab of meat that just pops up on my balcony and will go around fucking shit up. Thankfully, he doesn't seem to be present today. This is just above my front door. This is at the entrance to the bunker, and I normally like to zoom in a little bit so you can see my office a bit more clearly. That's my head you can see poking above the desk there. This is the interior of the garage. And for whatever reason, with the most recent version of OBS, it has been chugging a lot more. And whenever I play this game while having OBS open, in addition to having things slow down a fair bit, it causes my ATV to just endlessly twerk. And I don't know why. So this is sort of the back door to my base, which I like to keep zoomed in on this path. Then we have the dumpsters. We have the very top of the radio tower. The main transformer on the western side of the base, I want to say. This is the bridge that's on the eastern side. And again, then we have Kerfer. But that reminds me. So, among the things you need to regulate in this game are things like your radio tower and don't ask about him. He's just doing his job. Are your radio tower and transformers and things like that. And for the radio tower and like other towers, they operate off of fuses. Gonna prepare myself real quick. You ain't slick, motherfucker. Gonna lock that. Then you. Now, if you leave these things unattended for too long, the fuses powering them will gradually, wear down. And so you need to change them. And checking my monitor earlier, I found that basically the HP buffer for my radio tower is at an all-time low. So I need to go up there and fix that shit ASAP. Because otherwise, if I don't, I won't be able to call in for supplies or send out signals or anything to that effect. That's the camera I installed. So let me just... thankfully, it's at full health right now, but let me just take out these broken fuses and then start plopping in fresh ones. Oh, there we go. There we are. Alright, so now he's all set. And as I said before, this is a very customizable game. One of the things you can customize is physics-based damage. And that is what we call fast travel in this game. Alright, so let's see. How much have I worn down this fucking guy? 20... Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, time to get to work. Alright, so just 6 left. Alright, and you're about to see in a minute why it sucks to eat the deer. I mean, on top of the obvious. Just lock the door. I don't feel so good. Yeah, no shit. Yep, there you go. So yeah. Why is it spicy? Okay. So, there's that out of the way. Now, let's see if we can find another signal to download. Alright. Oh, wait, it should... There we go. Psst. Hello, Emmett. Nice to see you. Ah, wait. There we are, and then... Actually, I should move you down just a little bit. Tower and... I mean, but by all means. You don't need to ask my permission to take my partner out on a night on the town. Yes, for context, some of my friends, Gaelic Knox and the Cloudy Bun, have been trying to get Koshe and I into Pal World. And it's... I'll say this much, like, no hate on people who enjoy Pal World. It is not the type of game I would ever play on my own time, but it's also one of those games where it's fun to play socially. Like, if for no other reason than to say, look at this fucking Pokemon. No, by all means, damn it. Alright. So, let's get this rolling a little bit. And yet another red planet. Sensing a trend today. Let's see. There we are. And then... let's... frequency... Alright. Start going the other way. Yeah, we actually got a bit lucky with the previous signal in terms of nailing the frequency on it. Because there's a much wider range that you need to look through. The pals look like cut and paste together Pokemon designs. By and large, I absolutely fucking agree, Shikarian. Like, they're, like, because the other day, like, my friends took me through, like, pretty much all the current Pal World designs, and, like, 99.99% of them are absolutely just, like, this is our Lucario, or this is our Pikachu, or this is our Zorua. You know, but with blackjack and hookers. And semi-automatic weapons. You know, like, there's some things in there. And, like, I know there's a lot of discourse over the whole, like, Nintendo Pal World lawsuit thing. Which, again, like, the most bizarre thing about that is, like, the lawsuit wasn't even over the blatantly ripped off Pokemon designs. It was over the fucking capture mechanics and just the mechanics in general, which it feels like they kind of missed the point. Let's go again. Non-Pokemon title with similar content. You know, that's valid as fuck. I mean, here's the thing. For me, I was... The reason I keep playing Pokemon games at this point is honestly nostalgia. Because I was there at Ground Zero, man. I hit the ground running, like, age 8 with my lime green Game Boy Color and my personal copy of Pokemon Red. And I've just been... I've been in the thick of it ever since. Like, there's shit I don't enjoy. And if I don't want it, I won't play it. But, you know, there's a lot that I still appreciate about Pokemon, even today. Like, to the point where, like, I've made it no secret at this point that a project I've been working on with a friend of mine is my own Fakemon region. And I'm hoping to have more content based on that out and about before too terribly long. I've made a dedicated channel to it. It is called Fakey with Hazel and Morris. There's pretty much just like a single teaser trailer for the project out right now, but we're hoping to have more for it before the end of the year. So, on the TV, yes, that is in fact Meme House. You know, as I like to call it, Sweden's favorite sitcom. Alright, so we got that tape there. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. Alright, let's see. I still have not found that fucking missing fire extinguisher. Joel's a treasure. He is something, alright. Ah, my word. And again, the fact that the only real reason this game exists is to fuck with Joel, and that it has become... It has gained as much notoriety as it has, despite being that niche a fucking project, conceptually. Yeah, I think it's really a testament to how hard this fucking developer has worked on this game. It is so fucking good. Alright. Just 6 more pieces, then I'll be rid of that fucking thing. And, like, the thing is, like, some of you might be wondering, oh, why do you care about the deer? Like, it's out there. It can't hurt you. That's what I thought, too. Until I realized that the reason I was taking damage and waking up randomly when I tried to go to sleep is the fucking ghost deer can go through the walls of my base and fuck my shit up. So I need to get rid of that fucking thing ASAP. Like, I have had so many fucking sickness scares in this game, by the way. Like, this robot, for example, looks like your typical run-of-the-mill, like, weird android thing, right? What if I told you it's powered by a fucking nuclear reactor? It has a radioactive core powering the fucking thing. And I took every fucking precaution to ensure that I didn't get radiation sickness when I was building this thing. I got a fucking hazmat suit and put it on every time before I handled the core to ensure I did not get cancer. But I was still showing signs of cancer for a little bit after the fact by randomly coughing, which, from what I've been told, is a clear sign that I am sick in some way, shape, or form. But it hasn't progressed, as far as I can tell. So there's that. Anyway. Should start actually plopping some of you lads. And, oh, well, you're done, so... Are you finished up? Yes, you are. Should prop some of you in here as well. Now, again, technically you only need 3 of these signals, like, per day to send in. But I like to put in, like, a 4th one as a little bonus. Or sometimes even a full fucking box. Alright, so let me schlock you back in there. Where the fuck was I? I'm so goddamn scatterbrained. The early onset Alzheimer's is just one fucking doctor's visit away from being confirmed at this point. Also, I don't know what the fuck is up with the collision dust over here. I'm guessing it has something to do with, like, that glow stick being there. I don't know, definitively. Alright, so... I'm gonna set up another signal for download. Alright, so you... Oh, come on. Closer. Alright. There we are. And then I'll set you to start scanning. And I am actually going to check up on my balcony to correct my fucking scarecrow. Oh yeah, this pet project over here. So, I've been trying to set up a garden. You know, after taking some inspiration from Koshei's save file. Because, like, my setup in my office stuff may look, like, decent. It's a whole other ballgame. Koshei has a fucking phenomenal setup. Like, on their balcony out here, they have, like, a little garden and stuff where they grow all their own ingredients. And because there's a cooking mechanic in this game, believe it or not. Alright, there you go, buddy. It's right where you need to... There, it's fine. But a big part of that involved, like, some tricky parkour to get a garden hose up the side of their base and to attach to a sprinkler system to their, like, little garden bed. I haven't been able to figure out how to fucking do that. However, what I do have is an alien water gun that I stole from a battlefield when Greys went to war against the Rerals. Oh yeah, pay no mind to the fact that this glow stick is just hovering here. There used to be a mounted TV there, but it blew the fuck up after, well, an ill-fated encounter with a cyborg warthog. I wish I could make this shit up. I really wish I could make that shit up. Don't mind me, just Mr. Cleaning this bitch. And apparently, this was a piece of a reroll technology. I wasn't aware of that, and it pissed them off and ever so slightly impeded my reputation with them. But I've been trying to build it up, or build it back up ever since. But yeah, it is what it is. So, I think once... The easy solution is for me to just, like, once a day, every day, go up there and water the garden bed, like, with the water gun. But I'm such a fucking... I have enough to worry about between the aliens and zombies and the fucking cult in the woods that worships essentially the same figure that our company was named after. Fucking Stolas. And no, I'm not talking about the fucking Vivzipop character. It's, from what I understand, it is an actual fucking demon that the company I work for in this game was named after. And there is a cult in the fucking woods here, in an isolated patch behind a giant wooden wall that worships the same fucking demon. So that's fun. And it's shit like that that has gotten me paranoid to the point where I have, like, cameras all over the fucking place. Oh, also that's a roach trap, because every now and then you will just get fucking roaches around here. In fact, if you find, like, a particularly old MRE, sometimes there will in fact be roaches in there. So let me just eat up a little bit, because I'm not particularly feeling like venison right now. Alright, so you're all ready to go. There we are. Now, just save real quick. Alright, so back to you. And skadoosh. I always love the joke that C is not correct. I mean, that does seem a little weird. Like, here's the thing. For me, it took me a lot of getting used to, like, playing this game in general, because I fucking cannot stand playing any game on mouse and keyboard. Because my hands always cramp the fuck up. Like, with all the fucking weird-ass fucking arching button orientations or key orientations I have to do when playing a game on mouse and keyboard. Like, just give me a fucking controller option. Give me a controller option for every fucking video game under the sun, and I'm good. Because, like, it's the fucked up part, like, the fucked up part, rather, is that I prefer PC games because of all the customization, but I prefer console controls. My mouse hand usually goes cold when I play mouse and keyboard games. I'm glad I'm not alone. Also, that smoke is from the reroll camp. They're just perpetually camping up there, having a gay old time. I should take another nap. Oh boy, Void. So let me set you up. Well, yeah, let me find you first. Set you up to download, then I'll take a quick nap. And who knows, when I wake up, I might find a shrimp. Which, I mean, they're called, like, strange... Bless you. They're called strange shrimp. I swear people can hear that sneeze across time zones. But, I mean, honestly, if you ever look at the size of some prawns on this planet, it's kind of fucking scary. Like, there are prawns out there that can get as big as fucking lobsters. Like, I think we underestimate just how fucking big prawns can get, because, like, there is a difference between shrimp and prawns. Like, they're used interchangeably, but they are specifically different animals. Because, like, shrimp are the teenier guys that have the curved bodies, whereas prawns are, you know, on the larger size and, like, have the more straight lobster-like bodies. Alright, there we go. Oh, he's not here, is he? I hope not. For a bit context, there's a little friend who likes to pop in every now and then if you aren't getting enough sleep. Yeah, well, I mean, the comment was kind of inevitable, Lorelei. But, you know, there is an alien in this game who will, like, force you to go to sleep if you do not get enough sleep yourself. And by force, I mean, it's essentially like the Invisible Man grabbing you by the skull and forcing you to look into his eyes until you go unconscious. And I'm pretty sure that's one of those things that was custom designed to make Joel shit his pants. Oh, great, this shit again. Alright, well. Take 2, Electric Boogaloo. You will you will honk shoe, yes. Again, there is so much packed into this fucking indie game. And, like, I don't know the full scope of who all is contributed to this game during the development cycle. All I know is that, like, Mr. Dr. Knows, or whatever his fucking name is like the lead developer on the project, and he's gone fucking above and beyond with every aspect of this thing. Like, even down to the fucking visual aesthetic of this game. Because you might notice, like, the aesthetics... Oh.
Anyway, I'm gone again, but I'm glad the legend of my Screamies lives on.
As am I. You know, the people must know. Future generations must know. Lest they be caught off guard. Thank you very much for popping in, Lorelei. It's always a pleasure. But, where the fuck was I? I am so fucking old. Fucking, there's something about Dr. Mr. Knows. My fucking brain, I can't. I physically cannot. Let's see here. Oh, that's downloaded. And then... There we are. Yeah, no, whatever I was saying, it's fucking gone now. Alright, but, yeah, no, this fucking fog does not help with the... That's what I was gonna say, the aesthetics. Like, the aesthetic, as you can tell, both from the graphics and the sound design, very much inspired by, like, Half-Life 1 and the Valve engine. Turns out that is not the Valve engine. This was made in fucking Unity. But it was made specifically to look and behave like the Valve engine. The Source engine, rather. And I imagine because, like, when a lot of people think of, like, you know, retro 3D horror games, they think, you know, Source engine. After all, there have been so many fucking mods. There's so many fucking mods made with the Source engine. Like, one of the big ones being Cry of Fear, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. But, yeah, no, he made this game to look like that, but with fucking Unity. That's fucking dedication! Ah, my god. There we are. And you're doing alright. Alright, so... Alright. Well, I might be able to catch you. And then... There we go. Alright, and then I'm going to send you spinning. Right round, baby, right round. Oh, another useful tool, by the way, is this fucking radar. Now, you'll notice, like, it only has the one red bleep there. Like, all those blue bleeps, I believe those are just, like, my cameras. Oh, there's something on the edge there. That red dot over there, it's probably impossible to see from here, but quite some time ago, there was a giant fucking, what I can only describe as an alien, a man-sized alien USB drive that dropped the fuck into the ground across from here, from orbit, and it basically projected a holographic warning about a hostile alien species known simply as the Orbs, which are basically like little plasma balls that wander around fucking your shit up if they notice you and you get too close. And they were a fucking problem for a while until a fucking pyramidal tripod landed down and sucked them up after stomping around my base. And, yeah, took care of that real fucking quick. So he was one of the... I hate that my white ass was about to say one of the good ones. Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, asteroid. Alright, let's back you the fuck up. Go a little more this way. Oh. There we go. Ah, fuck you. I'll fine-tune that later. Alright, and then... Let's see if we have a winner down this way. I mean, like, the thing is, you don't need to get it all the way to the top little green light to sufficiently download a signal. I'm just a fucking perfectionist. By the way, when I talk about like customization options for this game, like none of like the main colors you're seeing in like the lights or numbers or display here were what they originally were. I just customized it to be like the sort of like main aesthetic colors of both myself and my partner. Because they're the one who got me into this game, and I wanted to sort of pay homage to that with me being predominantly green coated, their favorite color being blue, and like having a lot of blue-green influence like in their aesthetic. So let me see if I can't bring this further up. Alright, maybe. Because, like, as is the case with, I'm sure, many fucking 90s kids who watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, it is almost exclusively thanks to Jason David Frank that my favorite color is green. Surprising exactly fucking no one, I'm sure. Oh, that's another fun thing. I know I've talked about this a little bit on some of my streams. Recently, I've been getting my partner into... Yes, absolutely, rip JDF. God, it was fucking awkward seeing that White Dragon trailer the other day. Because I don't know if that was something, like, he, like, recorded for himself, or if that's some sort of fucked up AI bullshit. But it was just, like, kind of uncomfortable seeing Jason David Frank, like, in an action movie trailer for something called The White Dragon, considering he was the Green Dragon Ranger and the White Tiger Ranger from Power Rangers. Where was I? Oh, yes. I've been introducing Koshei to more tokusatsu stuff as of late, because I grew up loving Power Rangers and Godzilla movies and things like that. These days, I've sort of, like, veered away from, like, Super Sentai and Power Rangers. And I do enjoy the occasional Kamen Rider series, but mostly these days I'm more of an Ultraman kind of guy. And so I've been showing Koshei kaiju movies and Ultraman stuff. And with the occasional Kamen Rider stuff as well. And the funny thing is, one of the first games that Koshei got me hyperfixated with, like before they got me hyperfixated with this game, was Monster Hunter Wilds. And so one of the strongest foundational things we've bonded over is creature design. Because there's so many cool fucking monster designs in Monster Hunter. Like my favorite, my absolute fucking favorite being Raydao. Because I love lightning abilities, like lightning and electricity-based powers. I love me a good monster. And Raydao has the blue and yellow / blue and gold aesthetic going on. And blue and gold blue and yellow make my favorite color green. And there's so many aesthetic elements to Raidou that remind me of like classic Showa era tokusatsu. Like there's this ringing sound that you can hear when it's flying overhead in the map that it appears in. That sounds very similar to like like the little whirring humming sounds of UFOs from Showa era Godzilla movies. And of course, obvious aesthetic similarities between Raidou, how it's built, and like say Ghidorah. The fucking railgun that Raidou has reminds me a lot of the Queen Legion from Gamera 2. And so, yeah, I've been showing Koshei, like, Godzilla, Gamera, like, other, kaiju-based things. And it's basically, like, the language has been sort of worn down to, like, look at the cool dog. And so I am constantly showing them creature designs from tokusatsu and movies in general. And the big allure is the quote-unquote dogs from all those pieces of media. And Koshei has quickly developed favorites among the things that I have shown them. One of the big ones being Baragon. Because, like, one of the first things I showed Koshei was the behind-the-scenes footage of Baragon, specifically Baragon's suit actor, from Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, or just GMK as the fandom tends to simplify it. And it is one of the very rare instances where a female-presenting person has been a suit actor in a Godzilla movie. And the cool thing about... I unfortunately cannot remember her name off the top of my head. But the funniest thing is that in the behind-the-scenes footage, it was shown that on set, while filming for GMK, Baragon's voice actor would do her own roaring. Like when the animatronic mouth opened. And it sounds like... Wah! Wah! It's so fucking cute. Not helped by the fact that Baragon's suit is on the cuter side of things. And so Koshei instantly got attached to Baragon. And so I started showing them, like the other movies that Baragon was in. And so Baragon became a quick favorite of Koshei's. They liked GMK in general because of, like, as they describe it, how stinky Godzilla's face is in that. And what I mean by that is, like, that face a cat makes when they smell something that does not agree with them, where they get, like, the wrinkles and they sort of, like, sneer? That's basically how they said Godzilla's face looks the entire movie, and I can't disagree. That is very much what it looks like. It's so fucking good. Alright, so let's see here. Boop. I am absolutely gonna have to buy some more fucking drives. Alright. I should check to see how our boys out there are doing. Oh, well, I need to update you. Oh, God. Oh. Shout out to anyone from the fucking early aughts who shat their pants playing a similar game. If you know, you know. Ah, boy. There we go. Alright. Any others? Oh, you're looking fine. Alright, so. Have a ping. Alright, all looking good. Let's see, alright. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I might go to Coordinate Radar 3, just up his HP a little bit. Let's see. There we go. Alright, so I think I'm gonna head out, especially since it's a bit clearer weather-wise now. And I am going to install some fresh fucking fuses. Alright, and lock you up. Now, the cool thing, or one of the cool things about this game, there are many cool things, but you can actually sort of, well, you may notice that there is a compass at the bottom of my screen. And if you essentially type in a console command to lock onto a specific location of interest, your compass will automatically point in that direction. And for those moments when I find myself lost, or even just have difficulty finding things, or I did not put in the command, I have this little guy to help me out. And you can actually get an upgrade for your ATV that installs a little digital map, which, fun fact about that, something Cochet told me, originally, there was no such upgrade for the ATV to install a little digital map like that. But what the developer found out people were doing was buying a separate digital map and then using tools within the game to nail the map to their ATV. So he decided, fuck it, I'll just make an upgrade for that. Oh god, I just realized I'm in the location where there might be some fucking hogs. There's our guy. Alright, now, hopefully... oh yeah, bit of context. So I mentioned earlier that there are gray aliens in this game, and that is pretty much exclusively because that is the main source of Joel's fear of alien abduction. You know, the trope of grays. So he not only put them in the game, but he also made it so that they abduct wild boars and experiment on them until they become bloodthirsty fucking cyborgs. I personally have encountered at least 3 or 4 of the fucking things. Oh yeah, that's a crashed arrival ship. Don't mind that. And I accidentally let one get into my fucking base. So let me just... There we are. Those are all live. So you can just go there now. And once again, fast travel. But yeah, no, like, if those warthogs, or boars, rather, see you or Kerfer, rather, it's on fucking sight. And so what I found out while doing research, was that one of the few things that can actually hurt the boars, are the walls of your base. And so I decided, fuck it, I will lure one towards my base, and then quickly rush inside, so that it repeatedly bashes its skull into the side of my base and kills itself. What I did not take into account is that the warthogs are fucking jet propelled. And so it managed to sneak its way through the doors of my base as I was locking and closing them. And I managed to wear it down enough with my axe to where I defeated it. However, unbeknownst to me at the time, when the HP of the cyber boars reaches 0, they fucking explode. And they don't just explode, they explode with enough fucking force to destroy and or jostle multiple fucking items on multiple fucking floors of your base. And that is why the upstairs TV is now gone. The one that I had previously hung a glow stick from. Hence why the glow stick is now just levitating endlessly. I need a fucking nap. I forgot I was supposed to take one of those. But yeah, no, a lot of the fun of this game is that when you aren't specifically looking up like walkthroughs or checking out the wiki, a lot of it is very much fucking around and or finding out in the most hilarious ways possible. I also love, by the way, that because of like the lighting being a little fucky, you can see the glow, the residual glow from glow sticks inside going through the walls and lighting up other things. Well, hopefully now I will be rid of you. No. There. Deer eater. Well, I got an achievement for that. Was it worth it? I guess to ensure that my base is no longer the Amityville Observatory. I suppose so. My immune system may not entirely agree with that assessment, however. Alright. Let's get this over with. Yeah, I don't feel so good. There we go. Yeah, laugh it up, Joel. Laugh it the fuck up. Taking a fucking nap. Still in a dream, dear Eva. Don't mind me, I'm off my fucking rocker. Yeah, Bubba. Oh, for fuck's sake. This one. Well, if I go into the fucking drink, I may have already fucked myself. Yep, there we go. Now, you may be thinking, these are a lot of fucking nightmares in rapid succession. And you'd be right if I were sleeping where I'm supposed to be sleeping. We'll dissect that fucking rustling sound later. We are actually supposed to sleep in the game is the bunk bed upstairs. However, I don't like having to make the fucking commute up and downstairs every time I want to get back to my office. So I just took after what Cochet did and set up a sleeping bag under my desk. Pretty much the grand majority of creative decisions I have made when it comes to setting up my base has been directly inspired by the much more optimal build of my partner. Alright. Oh god. Oh, it is having a time, TM. Oh god. Not too much time left in the day. Excuse you? You. Never a dull moment. Alright, so... Yeah. Well, let's see if we can... yeah, no, I need to... Alright, that's... There we go. Oh, just pressing the wrong button. That's right, alright. Alright, now. Oh, well, look at that. Got another shrimp. Actually, let me just slop you in there. There we go, and then close you back up, and then cook you for a bit. Yeah. Again, I've pretty much optimized everything so where I never need to leave my fucking office if I don't... Hello. But yeah, I normally don't have to leave my office, so I don't have to go to the kitchen to cook shit or, you know, refrigerate shit. Alright, so... Oh, well, there's my, daily email. There we are. I will get to you in a second, pal. See, the internet has ruined my mind. So now, like, every time I hear or read the, you know, the name Dr. Bao, I just think of the fucking VTuber. Which here's the thing. I am not saying that Bao could not be a doctor if she put her whole whalelessy into it. I am just saying the image of that particular person in a doctor's coat is, frankly speaking, quite frightening, conceptually. There we go. Alright, so turn you off. And let's see. Weekly results. What wasn't the best, so we can... What the fuck do you mean, can't? I sent you fucking... something every day. At least I thought I sent something. Oh, maybe I forgot to send it last time. Either way. Alright, so, well, I have a box and, you know, thing of tapes ready. So, Oscar Tango Quebec. Alright, well... Time for you to shine, Kerfer. Go get reports. And now that the fucking deer is gone, so too is one more threat to have to worry about every time I open this goddamn door. Off they fuck. I should probably address the elephant in the room here. So, this is Max Wheel, as I like to call him. So, there is actually a little Easter egg in this game where you can get well, you can find Maxwell, the 3D printed, or rather 3D scanned cat, just out and about in the wild. But you could also get a Roomba, or Broomba, as they call it in this game. What I was blissfully unaware of, that Koshé told me, was that you can combine the two. And so now we have Max Wheel. This cursed fucking hockey puck of a cat. Keeping my base clean. So I have this fucking set of things set up. I just need Kerfer to do his job. In fact, or do their job, rather. Let's see how Kerfer is doing. Let's shine some light on the situation there. Every fucking time I see the fucking camera feed for this fucking cat, I'm reminded that they run like a goddamn Devilman Cryberry. Cryberry. I guess I had the Bowberry on the mind. They run like a character from Devilman Crybaby, which is already a fucking mouthful for an anime name. Which, while I'm on the topic, can we stop making anime names full fucking paragraphs? Like, I feel like the name for a series should be no more than 5 words. At most, you know? Like, 4 or 5 words tops. We don't need to put in a fucking, like, syllabus for every new anime that comes out. And while we're at it, can we cut back on the fucking isekais? Like, I'm not saying I dislike isekais, but, like, we're getting about as many isekais in anime nowadays as we were getting fucking vampire movies in the early aughts. Like, let's cut back a bit. Thank God. Sorry, I was just going into fucking grumpy old man mode. I'll put the soapbox away now. You know, it is bizarre, by the way, that, like, even as someone who just, like, who has no fucking taste for, like, mascot horror, I somehow find shots like this soothing. Just, like, knowing that I'm not the one out there. Just sending my goddamn robot out on the town. The maid costume was Koshei's idea, by the way. I should specify. Ah, boy. And there we go. By the way, I will even say, like, the irony is not lost on me that I, the motherfucker who have been voicing a fucking lazy alligator from an analog horror series and fan animations for quite some time now, am not particularly fond of mascot horror. And the thing with me, personally, is just, I feel like they're all exactly the same at this point. Like, everything's been fucking said and done, like, and literally every mascot horror game under the sun has the same, like, oh, this theme park or show or whatever made for kids, they were doing naughty human experimentation, and capitalism be bad. Isn't it spooky? And it all just sort of, like, bleeds together at this point, and you can't really tell one from another. And I don't know, I feel like it just needs to go away for a while. Like, in the same way that the fucking obscene number of vampire movies are coming out in the early aughts are just flooding everything. The vampire, sorry, I misspoke. I mean, I do agree that it was the fucking, there are too many vampire movies, but more so than that, the fucking era of zombie movies that was coming out is just fucking... It's like, when you have one niche taste, or one niche genre of entertainment, and then it just becomes oversaturated to the point where, like, you just want to see anything but... I mean, it's very similar to, like, what we're seeing nowadays with superhero movies. Like, superhero fatigue, like, is... It's very much like, before superhero fatigue as we knew it in movies, like, we had what I like to refer to as zombie fatigue. Zombie and vampire fatigue with movies. Because there's so many people just putting out fucking gratuitously gory zombie movies for no fucking reason other than wanting gore porn. And that sort of bled over into other concepts like the fucking... like The Purge and all that bullshit. It's like cruelty in film for the sake of cruelty in film. It's like people just wanting an excuse to make snuff films without them really being snuff films. That's what I unfortunately feel that, like, vampire and zombie movies turned into eventually, because they're just fucking all over the place. And that's what I feel like analog, well, not all analog, I misspoke, not analog horror, but mascot horror has turned into. Just the same fucking quote-unquote twist, you know, like, perpetuated by stupid jump scares. Again, I said I was going to put the grumpy old man box away. I am now officially putting the grumpy old man box away. And it looks like Kerfer is probably just about finished there anyway. Oh, damn. Oh, other way. Wait, is that? There we go. Further and further up. And, oh, let's finish downloading anyway. And Kerfer is on their way home, it looks like. Right. Oh, I should probably turn Kerfer's light off, because I keep fucking forgetting to do that. And then I get flashbanged by the fucking thing every time it comes back. Alright. And then... Ba-ba-da. Alright, now I absolutely need to buy more fucking drives. Ah, well, there it is outside my fucking base. Also, I want you to pay close attention to the fucking, like, caucasity of this goddamn cat when I bring it in. There you go, you piece of shit. Alright, thanks. That's what I get in exchange for, like, giving you functional immortality with a nuclear reactor at your core, huh? It just throwing that shit at my feet, huh? Thanks. Thanks, asshole. Alright. Fine, you have earned one pet.
No. No.
Don't touch me. Alright, now just stay the fuck there. And now I have to process these hex files. And, there we go. And move to buffer. Move to buffer. Move to buffer. Alright, and, by the way, you only get so many transfers of data with these floppy disks. That number up there basically says how many more times I can transfer data to and from the thing. And so now I can just pick you back up, and then you can just schlop in there, and then boop, boop, boop. And now I have my set of things to send off. Actually, now is a good time to buy those drives. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. teleporter. And that will bring the drone my way. And then... Not enough space, of fucking course not. Alright. Let me, And, oh yeah. I also will need to sell those broken, fuses. And boop, 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 boop. Oh, by the way, if you were wondering what this fucking thing is, this is a 3D printer that I learned about through Crochet. And you can actually download, like, 3D printable models to just, like, make props and shit to decorate your office and living space. And Crochet managed to find a skin for a can of Werner's Ginger Ale, which is one of, if not my favorite fucking soda ever. So that was really fucking sweet of them. Alright. And then I will take those drives. And, oh, right, I also need to give you the broken fuse. There we are. And, whoop. There they go. And now... Oh. Go, boop, boop. Again, you've noticed I am pretty anal about locking all my doors, and part of that is because of all the shit that's popped up in Joel's playthrough. And part of it is just my own, like, inherent paranoia about keeping shit on the outside that I do not want inside. But... Oh. And... Boop. And... Boop. 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 And... Boop. And that should be the email telling me that they got their shit. There we are. Alright. So now let's quickly save. And so, yeah, they got everything they need. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. And just the broken shit I sent them. And this is Dr. Ina. Canonically, I believe she is a mutual of the character we play, Dr. Kell. And apparently the canon, like, character art for them depicts this doctor as a big, thitty goth girl type character. Which explains the hell out of their fucking edgelord furry icon there. And the thing is, like, Crochet went out of their way to show me, like, that, like, are you gonna, like, say you distrust this character? Because I started getting really fucking suspicious of everyone and everything in this game within the first, like, few weeks of playing it. Because, again, my fucking paranoia knows no bounds. And boop. And a boop. There. Oh, I need to wait for that there. Get in there. Let's see. I think I'll do another signal. Just for shits and or giggles. Oh, well, there we are. There we go. Oh, wrong button again. Again, like, you can tell I don't play... Oh, well, there we go. I don't play games on fucking... on mouse and keyboard very often. I much prefer controller. So I am prone to repeated fuck-ups. Alright, there we go. Alright. And let's see, as for you, let's see. God damn it. Oh. Come on. Alright, well. It was holding. That's what it was. It was holding E that does it. Forget if it was... I forgot if it was tapping or holding that got it where you needed it to be. Alright, well. I should put you over here. Just to show that I have that box ready. This is actually technically full, so I will... Boop. And then... Boop. And then... Alright, and then, once those supplies come in at 6 a.m., at fucking Mars for the third time today, I guess. I guess they're really popular over there. Thanks, Wells. Wells did fucking wonders for the fucking Martian tourism business. I don't know if this is a controversial take, but I honestly think the 2005 Tom Cruise movie version of War of the Worlds is one of the better ones. Like, having read the book, it feels like, funnily enough, despite being put in a modern setting, the 2005 War of the Worlds is a more accurate depiction of the original book than a lot of fucking... Oh, boy. What now? Must have been the wind. Alright. But it's one of the most, like, loyal depictions of the original book that I've seen among, well, like, the few movie adaptations. Like, no disrespect to, like, the 50s movie. Like, that one's a fucking sci-fi classic for a reason. But, like, as far as, like, following the main beats of the original book and, like, you know, things like that, like showing the near invisible heat ray and the tripods and shit, it feels a lot more fucking accurate in that movie than it did in the 50s one. Though I will say, as far as the actual depiction of the Martians is concerned, my personal favorite, and the one that I feel comes closest to the descriptions in the book, is from Jeff Wayne's musical version of the War of the Worlds. Which, yeah, for those who are not aware, this is not a recent thing. This is not something capitalizing on the recent trend of, like, what if this but musical? Like, you know, Death Note the musical, or Heathers the musical, or things like that. No disrespect to any of those things, by the way. This was made in the fucking 70s. And it is essentially, like, a highly abridged reading of the book. But with, like, synthy rock opera musical tracks added to it. And it's honestly one of my favorite musicals of all time. And like the way they portrayed the Martians in at least newer adaptations of the musical, with these weird fucking scraggly, wrinkly looking, like, imagine if you took a brain and gave it the texture of a ball sack and gave it tentacles. That's what they make the fucking Martians look like, and they're creepy and weird as fuck, and I love them. I found out an interesting thing about the 50s War of the Worlds the other day, by the way. Because, like, for the longest time, like, a big point of, like, criticism of the movie for, like, people who weren't born in the 60s was that you could see the strings on the spaceships and stuff. Apparently, that was something that happened purely through, like, faulty film quality. Like, when the film originally, like, debuted and was shown in theaters, like, supposedly no one could see the fucking strings. But when that was copied onto, like, VHS and, like, other video formats, like, because of, like, the quality of the film they were printing the movie onto, it made the strings on the ships and stuff in the movie, like, significantly more visible than they were in the original, like, theatrical quality of the film. And so then later digital remasterings of the film would come out where they showed the actual quality of, like, how the movie looked to people first seeing it in the 50s. And then later versions would just go the extra step to digitally remove the strings entirely. But yeah, I had no idea that was a fucking point of contention for anyone, let alone that it was down to, like, film quality on the technical level. And I just love fucking film trivia like that. Like, especially for someone who's, like, favorite, like, genre of movies is, like, sci-fi B-movies. I mean, surprise, surprise, the dude who grew up watching Godzilla movies. Oh. Oh, that's right, I need to eat, don't I? Oh, I really need to eat. Yeah, there he goes. So, fun fact about this game. If you go too long without eating anything... Oh, shit, I never stopped, cooking this, did I? Oh, good, just right. But if you go too long without cooking something, or eating something, rather, your hunger meter will get to an all-time low, and you'll start hallucinating shit. Hence why I saw a potato on the floor where there was none. Which reminds me, I need to wait for that shrimp to cool down, so I'm gonna... Oh no, I already ate my MRE, didn't I? Well, let me even just, see if I have anything... Oh, I have some beef jerky. So let me just, that's something. Ah, my word. And all this... Well, not all the smoke yet. I'll wait for that cool down a little more. Oh, right. Yeah, you. God, I'm so goddamn easily distracted. Why do you people watch me? I have to ask every now and then. Because, like... I'm just angry. Like, I'm not fucking funny or clever as much as I attempt to be. I'm just fucking mad 9 times out of 10 over things that aren't worth being mad over. I mean, surprise, surprise, the dude who used to review movies on the internet is consistently pissed off. Alright, that reminds me. I mean, I'm getting on in years. It's not as healthy for me to be as angry these days, but... Oh, this fucking thing. Alright, let's see. Let's say... No. There we go. Alright, now let's see here. I mean, you guys been going strong for a while. One of you has to be out by now, right? Yep, there we go. Legit surprised it's just the one. Alright, so, Kerfer, could you do me the hugest favor? Yeah, off you fuck. Alright, so let me just... Off they go into the wild blue yonder. Where the fuck is Max Wheel? I swear to God, if he got... Okay, there you go. Because one of the things I'm constantly worried about is that, like, Maxwell is not easy to find. I could just buy another Roomba, but Maxwell, when you spawn Maxwell again, just pops up on a random-ass fucking point in the entire map. So I am very worried that now that Maxwell is Max Wheel, one of these days I'm just gonna, like... neglect to look where my feet are and accidentally let him out of the base. Alright, there we go. Should probably just... yeah. There we are. Alright, that'll keep me full for a minute. Ah. See what time is it. Okay, it's not bad. Now, if memory serves, I think this is one of those fucking boars. I've killed like 3 of the fucking things so far, if I remember correctly. Are you back yet? No, does not look like it. That's... The fact that I can't instantly see Kerfer is somewhat concerning. Did you get yourself fucking killed? Okay, no, you're there. Because like I said, if a boar happens across, or rather... manages to spot either myself or Kerfer, it is just on sight. And just... And, like, I have previously been in situations... Oh, God, yeah, the meat pile. So this is, what we're seeing there between the chunks of flesh and robot parts, that is what remains of the battlefield in the brief war between the Greys and the Rerolls. And I'm constantly worried that, like... Because, again, this version of the Kerfer bot was not cheap or quick to make. So I am constantly concerned that it's just going to get taken out by a boar when it's running errands for me. Every indoor cat person's free. Yeah, a little fucking bit, Shikarian. Now that I'm realizing, you were probably talking about Max Wheel. I'm just realizing, but it still applies. They're both fucking robot cats. Well, cyborg in the case of Max Wheel, but semantics. Alright, so time to let their ass in. Every fucking time I see their legs poking through the... Oh, god damn it. Poking through the, like, the door. It briefly just scares the shit out. I will say, like, this game, for, like, as many attempts at scaring the player as there are, it has only successfully jump scared me one fucking time. And I think that one fucking time was actually on one of my streams. And it was one of those instances where I opened the front door and the fucking ghost deer just rammed into my goddamn soul. There's a bunch of creepy shit in this game, don't get me wrong. Like, it executes atmosphere perfectly. But yeah. Alright, are you finished up? Yes, indeed you are. Alright. And let me plop you in there. Okay. And then... the fucking box here. Don't mind me, just my fucking undiagnosed OCD forcing me to keep things as symmetrical as fucking possible. Oh, god damn it. There we go. I'm just trying to get the lid specifically. There we go. And then you. Again, high octane gaming. Only found in one place on twitch.tv. Fuck it. No, I need to fucking... Because I know that's gonna fucking bother me every goddamn time I pass by it. Yeah, fuck it, I'll just... This'll be easier. Yes, chat, I am in fact this particular brand of obnoxious. I do in fact have that particular flavor of autism. Fuck it, that'll do. Alright. Oh! 4th of July's over, asshole. What the fuck? Are they back? Oh, Jesus fuck. For a bit of context, for a little bit, there was a specific UFO that was flying overhead, and, they would start dropping shit on my base. For example, you see that bit of wreckage out there? That used to be a whole-ass car. They just dropped that shit on my front lawn, and it exploded. Some time ago. They would also just drop random fucking body parts. That's why you're so fucking hot I can't stand you. I mean, listen. There's no accounting for taste, Koche. Yeah, no, I have the distinct impression that one of those assholes may have just randomly dropped something on my roof. Because that was not a big enough explosion to be a fucking warthog. There we fucking... Come on. There we go. Okay. Let's see. So we have that box there. I think we'll go 3 more signals and then... Or 3 or 4 more signals and then call it a night. let's see. This way. Huh. The aliens that drop shit are the Greys, so I don't think they are gonna drop any more shit. Oh, that's good to know, actually. See, it's... I can take a lot more comfort playing this game when I have my resident expert here dropping sage wisdom. It is hilarious, because, like, Koshé consistently claims that they are not, you know, like, as good, you know, at games as I hype them up to be. But, like, literally every fucking time I play a game with them, they are fucking pretty much patiently guiding me by the hand and looking like a veritable badass doing whatever it is they're doing. Like, whether it is this game or Monster Hunter or whatever the fuck. Like, they are so fucking cool. Alright, so now I got my supplies. Alright. There we are. Alright. Boop. There we go. And then you can fuck all the way off, Dilbert. Sir, just press the buttons that shoot animals. Well, you do it exquisitely. Okay, so now we'll chop that. There we are. There we go. Go. And, oh, hey. Nope, wrong thing. Don't need the grappling hook just yet. And then, and once again, because I am paranoid. Not even paranoid, just obnoxious about symmetry. And I'll do. Alright, alright. Oh boy, another void. Oh, alright. Then... The thing is, like, not only is Koshé, like, immensely cool to watch playing games, but I always worry about, like, just being entertaining independently. Because, like, I know a lot of funny motherfuckers, and I am, like, fortunate enough to have these people not only consistently in my, you know, personal circle, but also wanting to spend time with me and, like, contribute to my bullshit shenanigans online. So I aspire to be more clever and creative and entertaining, like, when I'm not immediately, like, surrounding myself in, like, I guess the Twitch equivalent of buffer armor that is my mutuals. Like, I mean, just off the top of my head, fucking Heavenly Father, one of the funniest motherfuckers on the platform. I aspire to be as entertaining and just, like, quick-witted as that motherfucker. Fucking... like, Cabal. Like, as in, like, Cabal lives Cabal. Because I know there's a handful of VTubers who go by Cabal, but, like, the one who, like, takes direct inspiration from the Crypt Keeper. in his presentation. Funny motherfucker. Trying to think. Some other examples. Pumpkin Potion. She's fucking hilarious. And again, like, I just love the rubber hose aesthetic of her model. Like, she's really funny. Like, immensely talented on the piano as well. And you may be noticing a trend with, like, the VTubers that I am mentioning. And it's that none of them are just, like, the traditional, like, uwu anime girl, like, model VTuber. Which, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But I just tend to gravitate towards people that just do shit fucking different. Like, they stand out because they do something different. And it also is fortunate when those people are immensely entertaining and talented. And I aspire to be more like those people. Yeah, right back at you. Alright, so that. I mean, hell, even when I am playing a game solo, I've got the set dressing inspired by arguably a much funnier streamer. Ah, boy. But yeah, let's see here. Oh. Well, hello to you too. Shut the fuck up, you beautiful clown. Yes, dear. Alright, so I'm gonna hazard a guess. That is one of our boars. Let me actually... there. See anything out here? Oh, I saw something blip there real quick. It's possible it was a glitch, but could also be a certain individual who pops up in this game every now and then. So, like, so I mentioned before that there's an alien whose sole purpose in this game is to tell you to go the fuck to sleep. He's basically Morgana from Persona 5. Excuse you. There is another entity in this game, and his, or I should not assume, their sole purpose in the game is basically to serve as that annoying fucking reminder in Tamagotchi life saying, hey, you've been playing for a while, maybe you should turn the videos game off. And it just looks like a fucking sapient sensor bar. For a split second, I could have sworn I saw that motherfucker on the camera feed. Just save real quick. Alright, what's this looking like over here? Are you still... No, you fucked off. And I'm not going to complain. But what's alarming is that the trail seems to just fucking end right there, where I saw them last time. Not helping my suspicion that it is in fact same barcode looking motherfucker. Not even barcode, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm taking a nap. gonna force myself awake. Just make sure I'm not invoking anyone's fucking wrath over here. Oh, where are you? Oh, we're doing it like that, huh? You fucking... Now, here's the weird part. You wouldn't think that this would work when you're going outside the visual map of what you can collect signal-wise. But, sure enough, it still works. Alright, so now let's... There. Oh. What am I hearing? Oh, no, that's the fucking dishes. I keep forgetting that when you, like, lock in on a signal, the dishes make noise when they turn to orient themselves in that direction. Alright, so you are out, so I can just stick your ass in there. Ah, my word. Again, like, this is what I love about this game, or one of the things I love about this game. Half the shit that scares you is just whatever the fuck you make up in your head. Like, the anticipation of a jump scare, or the anticipation of seeing something that you know is out there, or could imagine is out there. Like, that type of minimalist horror, like psychological horror even, is that is my bread and butter. I don't do gore, I don't do slasher shit, but what the type of horror I do love is psychological horror that feeds off of your imagination and the fear of the unknown. That shit fucking slaps so hard for me. AI viewer stream boo? Oh boy! Koshe, if you would be so kind to nip that in the bud, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you so much. And this is why you should always thank your mods. Like, even if you're a shit to them 9 times out of 10, make sure that you appreciate... Make sure that they know that you appreciate them. Yes, silence bot. Absolutely. Alright. Oh, I accidentally let go. There you go. Again, you don't need to get, like, all the way up to the top. I'm just fucking... There we go. Fucking... It's just one of those compulsions for me. Like, I've never been, like, diagnosed OCD or anything. But, like, it's long been a suspicion that my mom is. And, like, a lot of those sort of, like, neurotic behaviors have just popped up in me as well over the years. Like, I never want anyone to self-diagnose. I want to stress that, like, as someone with a master's in behavioral neuroscience, like, one of the least fucking healthy things you can do is self-diagnose, especially when you don't do research on shit. However, there can be likely suspects in the fucking rogues gallery of neurological conditions out there. God, that even reminds me. Like, I cannot and will not disclose any identifying information in this case, but a friend of mine was, you know, going to, you know, counseling, and they were the person running the sessions with them was recommending, you know, sensory neurological exercises, to help them as, as coping mechanisms and stuff. And as it turns out, the exercises that they were being recommended by the person running those sessions, among them were the exact same exercises that I had taught that person. Because I worked as like a behavioral therapist for various groups of people for about 6 years. And so I picked up on information that can help, like adults as well as, like kids and like, you weren't supposed to fucking out yourself. I will say. I even just specified, like, I'm not going to give, like, identifying information. But yeah, no, it's this little moments like that where, like, I have that sort of reassurance of, oh yeah, sometimes I actually do know what the fuck I'm doing. Or I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. It's just like little, like, moments of gratification that I can actually take pride in every now and then. Alright, and then boop, 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 boop. Alright, and then... And are you... No, you're not. You're nowhere near done. Alright. Actually, I need to check to see how the boys are doing. Are they, in fact, back in town? Ah. This one. Ah, this fucking shit again. Truth be told, I could not begin to tell you what the fucking basis of this particular minigame is. I just sort of gave up trying to figure it out. I am not a math guy. Which is hilarious because, like, the original and, like, for quite some time, only minigame you got from fixing servers was entirely math-based. But I figured that shit out. Well, actually, I tell a lie. I didn't figure that shit out just fine. It took me a little longer than I would care to admit to figure out how it entirely worked. But, in any event... Yeah, that's just it, man. Like, I am and always have been a hands-on learner. Like, I can read and, like, conceptually understand something. Like, if I read about it enough times in a book. But, like, it doesn't really fucking sink in for me unless I actually practice it. And that's, like, what I appreciated the most about, like, lab sections in college and grad school. The most. There we go. Hello, Comedrian. We're playing a bit of, we're on the tail end of playing some Voices of the Void tonight. But yeah, I was just saying that, like, and I imagine you can relate as well as a musician, Comedrian. Because I was just talking about, like, when it came to, like, science and other academia, I've always been a hands-on physical and visual learner. And that was what I appreciated the most about, like, science labs in college and grad school, especially. I need to actually, like, have a tactile experience with a subject in order to fully, like, comprehend, okay, like, A plus B equals C. I know that on paper, but when I actually physically apply A and B and C is what happens, then yeah, that makes significantly more sense to me. Oh, well. Guess I didn't need to fucking go out the door guns blazing on that. Hit the ground running. I think that's the analog I was looking for. Anyway. Alright, so there's that. And then... I am so fucking old. Like, I saw that planet on the display there, and all I could think of was, like, the chili star from Kirby 64, aka Kirby and the Crystal Shards, which, fun fact, I think it's all but explicitly confirmed that the chili star in Crystal Shards is just a post-apocalyptic Earth. Let's see here. So, it is always very interesting for me when, like, you see a game series as, like, child-friendly and, like, generally aesthetically lighthearted as Kirby handle serious topics like apocalyptic settings or, like, genocide is with as delicate a narrative touch as it does. Because, like, I mean, you look up any fucking video essay on the subject, you'll probably have gleaned as much information on your own time. But, like, the overall world building and storytelling of the narrative Kirby universe is fucking horrendously terrifying. Even down to the implications of what the fuck Kirby actually is. Fucking cosmic horror and all. It's kind of a little bit fucked. I mean, like, people have, like, theorized about similar shit with, like, Mario and Pokemon and other Nintendo properties over the years. But that's all, like, you know, like, theory crafting and stuff from, like, Matt Patty folks. But with Kirby, it's all just kind of fucking there. Out in the open, you just need to find it. It's like fucking Soulsborne lore. Alright. Let's see, how am I doing on food? I should dig into my MRE. Alright, so... There we go. Alright, and maybe a coffee for good measure. Alright, and skadoosh. Alright. So, he's doing alright. I checked the, I wouldn't hurt the check again. Actually, I could just check with Kerfer. See if there's anything that needs... Oh, hey, easy there. Oh, cannot find broken server. Alright. Just go back to being statuesque. Like a good affront to nature that you are. Alright. Here. Yeah, everything seems to be quiet on the front. Alright. It is so fucking... Like, factually, I know that fucking thing out there is not an enemy, or that's not a threat. But every time I fucking check the radar and see that one red dot associated with it, there is a very tiny part of my brain that goes into fucking panic mode.
Such a crick in the neck!
Alright, well, I mean, I suppose I am about due. Ugh. Okay. Ugh. There we go. I do apologize if that is a legitimate trigger for some people. I mean, I've just grown accustomed to it because I am in my mid to late 30s, and, like, it is just how my body do, like, whether I initiate it or not at times. I grew significantly more comfortable with it conceptually. Like, after my fucking structural kinesiology course in grad school. And I know more and more people are figuring this out on their own. But, like, when you quote-unquote crack your knuckles or your joints, you're not actually cracking anything. What you're doing is, like... So, sorry, again, just going into neuroscientist mode here. Not even neuroscientist, but just, like, scientist mode for a split second. I am 30 or 40 years old, and I do not need this. Exactly. So, basically, the way our joints work... well, not how they work, but an element of how they work. It's not just fucking flesh and bone and blood in there. There's actually this goop in between all of our joints called synovial fluid. And it helps us, like, the transfer of, like, nutrients and gas and shit, like, from our muscles to different parts of our body, all that good stuff. And with time and movement, there's actually a buildup of gases in our synovial fluid, predominantly nitrogen, if memory serves. And that will build up into essentially a bubble of nitrogen in that synovial fluid. And if you apply enough pressure to those joints, that bubble will pop. And that pop is what produces that cracking sound. So when you are cracking your joints, you're not damaging anything. You are simply helping to redistribute those gases that are building up in that fluid so that they can go along their merry way to do the job that needs doing. And if memory serves, I think it takes about 20 or so minutes for those bubbles to gradually build up again. I mean, with certain things, like, and again, it'll depend on the person, but sometimes you can have a situation where you're like, you can just do that endlessly. With, like, your hands and stuff. I don't think that's as healthy to do as, like, just every now and then popping shit that needs popping. But it definitely is not as severe as that old wives' tale, where it's like, oh, if you crack your knuckles, like, you're gonna get arthritis later on. Like, the whole cracking your knuckles and arthritis thing, they're completely fucking unrelated. Alright, there we are, getting back up there. There's actually a prolonged study where I unfortunately cannot remember all the details, but an older gentleman who conducted the study on himself, basically, I want to say daily, he would crack the knuckles of one hand, but left the knuckles of the other completely undisturbed for, like, somewhere within the range of 50 years. Again, I could be unintentionally exaggerating this information, and I encourage you to look it up on your own, because I do not have definitive base knowledge of this. But yeah, he basically, like, basically to look into the matter of, like, whether or not it causes, you know, arthritis later on in life. And he found that it was completely inconclusive as far as, like, whether or not there's a correlation, or rather there's, like, no definitive evidence of there being arthritis as a result, because, like, he didn't get arthritis in the hand that he was cracking. Got a Nobel Prize for it. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because, like, we'd like to think we know so much about the world and even the universe at large, but we're barely just figuring our own shit out on the biological level. Especially when it comes to the field of neuroscience. And I know I pull this fucking quote out all the goddamn time, so I do apologize in advance. But legitimately, the complexity of the connectome, which is to say the average number of, like, synaptic connections that form and break in a person's brain throughout the course of their life, within a single fucking person, a single human being, even, I should specify, there are more of those fucking connections being broken and reformed in the human brain over the course of one person's life than there are stars in the known universe. It's crazy shit, man. But again, I do also need to specify the known universe, which, all things considered, isn't a fucking lot. In the grander scheme of things, I should specify. When it comes to this subject of, like, just how far humanity has progressed evolutionarily, like, culturally, all that stuff, there's a specific quote I always like to pull out of my ass from George Carlin, where he said, and I quote, "We're barely out of the fucking jungle on this planet. What we are is semi-civilized beasts with baseball caps and automatic weapons." Those are fucking words I live by constantly when it comes to, like, how high a pedestal we like to put ourselves on when it comes to, like, our accomplishments and our understanding, our self-professed understanding of the greater world at large. We have no idea what the fuck we're doing, push come to shove. We have no idea what our place in the universe is. We are just hazarding guesses based off of, like, what little time with greater sapience we have had, well, quote-unquote greater sapience. And even that is based off of, like, preconceived notions of what intelligence actually looks like. What even life looks like. Because we make these grandiose assumptions about, like, life in the universe outside of our own planet. And it's all based off of shit we have only seen on this one fucking planet. This one tiny ball of dirt and water circling this one dinky little star that won't even go supernova when it dies. Like, everything we know and love is fucking puny. In the grand scheme, I mean, there you fucking go, right there. Even our fucking star is one of the less significant ones. And we like to fucking, like, point out, like, where we stand on, like, this one tendril of the Milky Way galaxy, this, like, great spiral galaxy. That galaxy is not going to be there forever. We're on a fucking collision course with a completely different galaxy. And, like, when it happens, and it will happen, like, however many millions or billions of years from now, like, the galaxy that forms from the collision of those two galaxies, Andromeda, thank you, it's going to completely reshape all the star charts that come to exist at the time, if there's any semblance of us left over by then, I should specify. I mean, I would like to think that some semblance of humanity, what has evolved by that point, will have persisted throughout the generations and, like, colonized other planets and, you know, successfully developed further and further into a space-faring race, maybe even having made contact with other sapient races across the galaxy. But that's all fucking... That is a lot of copium and hopium speaking, quite frankly. Though that is not to say that we should not have optimistic portrayals of the future in that regard. Like, I'm sure, like, many of you watching, you also saw Project Hail Mary. And legitimately, it is... To me, it feels like a return to form for optimistic sci-fi movies. I mean, it dips into, like, depressing shit, don't get me wrong. But, like, to me, it feels like it dips into that same school of, like, optimistic sci-fi as, like, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, or E.T., or things like that, which, like, you just don't see that type of vibe from space movies anymore. And, like... You know, the grand majority of shit we see when it comes to space-based sci-fi is something more akin to, like, Ridley Scott's Alien. And I'm not saying that's inherently a bad thing, that those things are, you know, still being made. But, like, it feels to me like the entire concept of outer space and everything in it, outside of our own fucking atmosphere, has been turned into just another excuse for slasher movies. Like, it is always invaders or horrendous quote-unquote monsters or just an excuse to, like, promote our military. I mean, like, the perfect fucking example is, like, Independence Day 2. That's a blatant fucking excuse to, like, recruit a bunch of, like, impressionable teenagers into the military. Like, as much as I enjoy the original Independence Day, like, you cannot look at Independence Day 2 and tell me with a straight face that it is not just one big fucking recruitment commercial. Spooky, scary ambience. Yeah. And, like, obviously I feel like there needs to be a middle ground when it comes to how we approach the subject of extraterrestrial life in fiction. Like, especially given how fucking little we understand about space, life, the universe, everything in it, outside of our own fucking front yard, essentially. Okay, we're done. I love how this fundamentally just turned into a fucking podcast at this point. I mean, I'm not complaining, but, like... Alright, so then... take you over here. And then you, my friend... Well, I mean, simple enough. There we go. Alright. Then... I mean, once again, I do realize I'm... The degree of, like, the impassioned plea I'm giving here is starting to border on grumpy old man territory again, so I do apologize for that. But, like, it's... I think one of my biggest fears when it comes to cinema, and not even exclusively cinema, but storytelling in general, is just, like, everything blending the fuck together. Like, everything's starting to look, sound, and feel exactly the goddamn same. Because that's an easy way to fucking kill something. That degree of homogeneity. Just fucking making something, like, an entire genre, or even a storytelling medium, indistinguishable from anything else. That is a surefire way to creatively kill something. Hello, me old chum. So don't mind me. I don't know, man. It just... I am so fucking horrified by the prospect of people forgetting or never getting the opportunity to see the potential for a type of creative work, because it has had all of the fucking life and, like, humanity sucked out of it by all of it looking exactly the fucking same. And that's what pisses me off about things like, I don't know, superhero fatigue, or, like, just the oversaturation of any one genre or type of thing. Or like, basically what I was describing about, like, mascot horror earlier. Because, like, there can be cool ideas that pop out of things, like, that have been, like, tired, that when a specific idea becomes so tired and recycled and played out to the point where you can automatically guess all of what's going to happen, like, without even seeing the fucking thing, there's something terribly wrong. There's something horrendously, conceptually fucking wrong with something if every entry in something looks and feels like everything else. because then you have no desire to even participate in it. And once you have enough people doing that, then that just sort of dissuades people from ever trying to do anything original or creative with it. And that's what fucking scares me more than anything else when it comes to, like, entertainment and storytelling. Something becoming so homogenous and comparable to everything else that it fundamentally dies as an art form. Nothing but upbeat and pleasant conversations on this channel, huh? I mean, Grant, I will say, like, we're no strangers to fucking, like, dark or serious topics on this channel, but, like, I feel like this is what happens when I stream all by myself. It's a consistent thing. I dip into the dark side of, like, white boy streamer core bullshit. Which is why it's insanely invaluable decision to have, like, more optimistic people in your social circle so they can keep you grounded in shit that you can actually look forward to. But yeah, hopefully this at least explains, like, some of the quote-unquote hot takes I have when it comes to specific types of media or certain IPs or what have you. Because I've seen this shit happen again and again and again in cinema and in books, in literature and comic books and, you know, audio, dramas and music and online media in general. And I want it to fucking stop. I want it to fucking stop because to me it is like the creative equivalent of fucking extinction. It is like being there present to see the death of the fucking Tasmanian tiger in real time, and there's nothing you can fucking do about it because all the people responsible for keeping the thing alive just give so little of a shit about it that they treat it like it were any other animal. That's what it feels like to me, honestly. Go. Stop there. Oh, you're already done. Boop. Oh, that's gonna fucking bother me. There we go. Alright. And that's all done. And then skadoosh. Boop, boop. Alright. Boop. 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 Alright, so that box is done over there. Alright. I think that should probably do it for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and save. And head on out. I mean, here's the thing I like about this game even. Like, of the games that I like to play, it is so easy for me to get into, like, a steady rhythm of getting shit done in this game that I can just sort of pop off about whatever's happening at the top of my head. Like, unless I get severely distracted, in which case, fucking cognitively, everything goes to shit. But that adds to the excitement and hopefully a bit of entertainment, I would hope. Anyway. Thank you all for tuning in for as long as you did. I can only imagine how frustrating it must be at times dealing with the gumpy old man, but you know, that's a part of me that I can't really separate myself from, and I hope there's at least some redeeming quality to be found in there for some of you. But yeah, this has been an interesting week of streaming for me. Tulip's finally done. I'm looking forward to the next series that's on the docket for Fridays, going forward for quite some time, I would imagine. And I do hope that you all will be extremely patient with me once I do get around to that game in particular. But until then, do your research. Pay as close attention to yourself and your surroundings as you can. Learn from it, whether it's pleasant experiences or otherwise. And in the process, always remember to fucking think.